Hey guys, it's me Rebecca. So this will be the start of another weekly vlog. It is currently Sunday and I haven't really done a lot today. I've just done some chores on the house and I am currently in the process of building another bookcase. Me and my mom, when we were shopping, we found a bookcase that we both liked at the store. So yeah, my dad's currently helping me with that. We are taking a break, but yeah, I will show you the finished result just because I don't really want to film the building process just because I want to not have to worry about moving my camera or anything. So yeah, you will see the finished result when you do. But yeah, and reading wise, I started a new book. I started A Tempest of Tea by Havso Fazo. I apologize if I butchered that name. I can only see the surname on the spine. I did take off the dust jacket. And also, can I say, this is beautiful. Like, I like the T design on the hardback, so. But anyway, this is about this crew who are going to go on a heist to try and take back a leisure that belongs to the monarch of the country they're living in, and kind of trying to blackmail him into allowing them to just keep their tea room up and running, because their proprietor, or the person who owns the building, he was threatened to give up the building, so they're in danger. And in this world, vampires kind of roam the streets. Like, they're kind of like humans and vampires are like they are intertwined into society, but the vampires kind of have to hide that they're vampires because there's a fear among humans of the idea of vampires. Like, there was this serial killer a few years prior who ripped his victims apart like vampires would. So it's like, even though the guy wasn't an actual vampire, or it's not confirmed that he was an actual vampire, it's still the idea of it that scares people. So yeah. And in this one, our main character, I think her name is, Arthi, that's how you say it, but she owns this tea room where it's like your standard tea room with tea, pastries, all that jazz. And at night it is a blood den for vampires to come, drink blood and whatnot. And yeah, and so far I am liking it. I'm on page 64 and I'm liking how you kind of get the idea of the society. I think it's like, I don't know if it's like based on an older time period of England or what, but because Arthi, she came from a country that was colonized by the country she's currently living in, and she came over on the ship when she was very young, all by herself. And it seems like she holds not resistance, but she's vengeful in what this country did to her country, how it destroyed her country by taking everything from them, by diseases and everything. And she has this, I guess, partner named Jin, who he is the son of immigrants, and his parents, they were by the previous monarch, and because of the, I guess, favoritism, or not favoritism, but the fact the monarch liked his parents, they were able to be in a comfortable, almost wealthy position. They were able to live a, I guess, comfortable life. Like, they were able to send their son to a nice school and whatnot. But while they might have been liked or favored by the previous monarch, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're so favored by the current monarch, who Jin believes is responsible for being the arsonist behind the fire in his family's house, for being the reason his parents are dead. And yeah, I don't know, so far I'm liking it. I do find it interesting that we don't know the monarch's actual name. In this world, each monarch, they have, I guess, a title, or not a nickname, but something like that. Like the previous monarch, I believe it was the lion, and in this one it's the ram. no one knows who they truly are, like their real name, their face, nothing, and I find that interesting. So yeah, so far I am liking this, and I am liking, I guess, the dynamic between Arthur and someone who I guess gave her the mission to retrieve this ledger. And someone who's supposed to be working for the monarch, like one of the guards who's like very high, like it's like I guess the monarch's personal guard, who this person is, and he seems like he has his own reasons for wanting this ledger retrieved, and it seems like he might have, I guess, some responsibility for it to go missing in the first place. So yeah, I'm liking that dynamic a lot, and so far I'm just enjoying this novel so far, even though I'm only 60 pages and who because it is, I don't know if it's because I'm in a whole new world and I've not read from this author before, but it did take me a while to really feel connected to the characters, which is in the story itself, which should be expected in the first 60 pages, like for it to take time, but usually for me, I can get the grip of the story pretty quickly, so yeah. So far I'm liking it, and if me and I then finish building that bookcase today, I'll show you like what I plan to do with it. I'm just gonna put like excess books on it because I'm out of space. So yeah, I'll see you in a. And many hours later, this is the finished product, which yeah, not a lot of room, but still, I do stack my books as you can see. And also, if you're curious, this is just the brand. I got it at this like discount store, or if you know what Big Lots is. So I don't know if this is on Amazon. I will see, and if it is, I will leave a link in the description below. It's the next day, and as you just saw, I did go out for a bit. I had to take my mom to an appointment, and we did leave a bit earlier just to explore the town I was in, which is very beautiful. We did go to a couple parks and whatnot. And as you saw, I did reorganize my books. I should have shot how it was before because my god, was it a flipping mess. Like, it probably still looks like a bit of a mess just because of how I have my books like laid out in one of my rooms. But my mom and I, when we get home, my mom decided just to start moving some furniture because we had to move the TV stand back a bit, and I do have books underneath there, so we just started moving books. So I just started reorganizing immediately, and as you saw, I did start putting books on my bookcase, on my new bookcase. I do need to get a bookend, so it doesn't look perfect, but yeah, it's gonna be work in progress for sure. And I do like it, it looks nice. And I have done some reading of A Tempest of Tea, and I'm now on page 114, and I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it. We are starting to kind of develop the plan to get into where the building that this ledger is kept, which is called the Aetherium. which is where vampires usually go to hang out. It's like a vampire-only club. And only humans are allowed, and there are like blood companions. So, and so far there is a plan being developed to how to get into that other room undetected and like run. And I mean together this. Yeah. And we do meet this new character named Flick, who is a forager who she was caught, and she's planning to kind of expose the others in order to get back into her mother's good graces. Like, I highly doubt she's gonna do it and I highly doubt she'll do it, and if she doesn't, it's because with her chapter, that's really the only thing that's being discussed, that she's thinking about, like, ooh, I can use this to my advantage, I can have this information printed in the newspaper to kind of shift the society's like thoughts away from her and towards this group who tried to do something worse than what she did. Like, she's trying to kind of fix this relationship with her mom, even if it doesn't seem salvageable. Like, even before she was caught, it seems like her mother like cared more about wanting her company than about her own adopted daughter. So yeah, there is that. So yeah, that's the only thing that I'm kind of like on my eyes with this, because like Fleck is like, oh, I'm gonna expose them, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, yeah, good luck, society. Since you're not gonna. But yeah, I do like her, I guess, dynamic with Jin. Like, it seems like they're attracted to one another and whatnot. So yeah, considering after like their relationship's very like flirtatious, I guess. So yeah, I'm just having a lot of fun, and Jin in particular, like, he can be charming when he wants to. I'm starting to really see his like friendship with Arthur more clearly. Like, he does care about her. Like, she rescued him from that house fire and protected him after his parents, I guess, disappeared. It seems like I mean, it was never confirmed that his parents like disappeared from this fire. He did see them walking, but I'm not sure if they actually disappeared or if he's denying himself the fact that his parents are dead. Like, that maybe after he left the house, the rum did kill them. So yeah, we don't know about that. She's intriguing. As well, like, we do see the banter between Jin and Arthur a few times in here. Like, yeah, that's having fun with it. Like, I do like the relationships and the chemistry between all of the characters. Like, I think that is something I can actually see, just because sometimes it can feel a bit forced, and I just don't think that's the case. So that's great, I guess. But yeah, I'm just intrigued to see what else happens. So yeah, and I'll see you when I. So it's the next day, and I've just done some work and whatnot, and I have done some reading of A Tempest of Tea. And now I'm on part 2, page 200. And while I'm still enjoying this book, like, I'm having fun with it, I do wish I kind of like pick the pace a bit, because again, I'm on part 2. I'm over halfway through this book. We're still in a planning phase, kind of like of this mission. Like, not planning, but we're taking the steps to set the plan in motion. And I would like to see this plan kind of like go through. I don't want it for it to be washed and then for the aftermath to be way away. Like, I want to see this plan go through properly, and for the aftermath, like, whether it's good or bad to be dealt with properly, like, I just don't want it to be washed in any way, and that's my main concern right now with this. But Yeah, and again, I am again like the characters, like some of them want to talk. They're like, "Oh, I'll do this or I'll do that," and I highly doubt they actually will. Like with Flick in particular, like she is planning to kind of oust this mission and say like the that and release information to the papers, how with the ledger, how the Rum's not a good guy, or the people cannot taking a ledger are planning to betray the Rum. But it seems like she's starting to really doubt this mission, her plan. I mean, because like she's learning more and more things on like what her mother did after she was caught forging, and she's kind of starting to doubt like if her mother's really doing what she's if her mother did what she did to hide this information from being released to the public, if the only thing her mother cares about is her image now and not about her daughter anymore. So Flick's worried about that, like if she goes through with what she wants, will it change her relationship with her mother, or will it stay the same, with her mother only being happy with the fact it will be a good image for her, and with the fact like the relationship with her and her daughter will not change. So yeah, Flick is wondering if the plan's even worth it. And Arthur as well, like she plans to kind of portray Laugh, who is like the guard who's helping them. She is planning to betray him to the Ram and kind of just throw him under the bus and let him take the blame for everything. And there's like a part of her like that's gonna feel bad if she does, but she's burying that part down inside her. So yeah, we will see about that. And also, I am like in the love triangle between her, Love, and Matteo, who's like a vampire who's helping them. Like she likes the fact that Matteo seems like to be very attentive to her, and Love is very like he's protective of her. He'll stand up for her when it's on call for. Like she feels like people are seeing her and protecting her in a way that she hasn't felt since she was very young. So yeah, there's that. I'm not sure if she actually has feelings for any of them, for either of them, or it's the fact like she likes the fact she's being seen and protected and being paid attention to and kind of being treated in a way she hasn't felt in a long time. Like she does have Jin's attention and Jin will probably stand up for her, but they are bound to each other. Like they have been together for, I think it's been about a decade or so. Not entirely sure how old they are, but they've been together for a long time, so it's kind of like it's not bound to happen, but it's like they feel like they have to almost. So yeah, things are shifting, relationships are shifting really, and things are changing. And I do like Jin's relationship with Flick. Like he is very protective of her as well, standing up for her when the people who are working at the forgery place she worked at like wanted to attack her because of what her mother did, and even facing like I guess kind of facing his fear of the fire. Like he was caught in fire in his house when he was a kid, and the forgery like that she's working on there's a warehouse. Like why am I blanking? I want to warn. What I want to say. It's a factory. There we are, where stuff is made, like clothes and tools and whatnot. So there is fire involved, and while he is flinching at the fire itself, it doesn't seem like it's a big reaction out of him. I'm not sure if it's like he's surprising how he really is feeling about being in that situation or what, but he is willing to be in a situation that he's afraid, where he feels vulnerable because of her. So I do like that. So yeah, I am intrigued to see where the other parts go. I am hoping we do see like the mission itself, and very soon, and now come and give. Like, I just don't want anything to feel rushed, and so far I've done some, but there's still a lot to unpack, and I think I only have like 100 to 130 pages left. Yeah, about 136 pages left to be precise, so yeah. And for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna do some work, and yeah, so I'll see you when I. So it's the next day, and as you saw, today was like my proper first beach day of the season, and yeah, it was very nice, very beautiful. I didn't from Milan, just wanted to have fun. So yeah, and I have done some reading of Tempest of Tea, and now I'm on page 270. I'm now on part 3, and I am liking it. I didn't. My fears from yesterday like didn't come into fruition. Like the kind of carrying out a plan didn't feel rushed, and we kind of see a bit of the aftermath, but not really, considering the plan sort of failed, and sorry, spoiler, but yeah, like all of the steps to do it were how they planned out to for it to be done, but they got caught, and the person who has the ledger is refusing to give it up because they're hoping that it's gonna solve an issue going on, even through vampires and humans are living together. It seems like vampires are for some reason going missing, and the ledger is a way to stop those vampires from going missing. It's kind of part of I guess this business thing that the Ram, who is the leader of this country, has, and yeah, I don't really want to spoil it, but let's just say Flick's mother is involved. Flick is our forger, so yeah. And yeah, seeing that and learning more truths about our characters, especially Arthi. Well, yeah, I don't know my feelings. Was interesting to see the least. Like, there is a reveal about Arthi, like where she was after her parents' death, but and prior to her meeting Jin. That's like, yeah, like a Jin in a way, he feels betrayed by that, but he's also going through his own things when he learns his parents' involvement with the person who has this ledger, and their involvement with the woman. Seems like to him like he still has hope that his parents are still alive. I mean, I guess the bodies were never recovered, so there is that hope, but yeah, like right now there's still I guess some uncertainty in that, so yeah. But yeah, things have definitely changed from what they initially hoped, and the aftermath is definitely different to what they initially hoped. And Arthi does go out of her plan to kind of betray Laugh, but in a different way. She allows him to be captured when he's trying to protect her, and he has this look of betrayal, I guess, and she just feels guilty about it. But I mean, things have changed for sure, and I like this because Flick she confronts her mother about her involvement in this. Like her mother's not denying her involvement in all of this business. In fact, she seems more upset about Flick finding out. So yeah, it seems like Flick, she had hopes that she could win back her mother's love, but it seems like she's accepted the fact her mother stopped loving her. Like for some reason parents just stop loving their children for whatever twisted, messed up reason. So yeah, it seems like she seems to just have cut off her mom. Like the lighter she's always playing with, it was like a gift from her mother, and she leaves it on her mother's desk when she's leaving. Like I guess it's kind of this wall between the two. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that changes things for Flick, if she's just gonna finally accept her place in the school or what. But yeah, so far I am liking this novel. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, and for the rest of the day I'm just gonna finish up some work and whatnot. So yeah. So it's the next day, and I have just done some work and whatnot, and I just finished reading A Tempest of Tea, and I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. The ending was a bit of a whirlwind with a lot of reveals and whatnot. Like we learned things about Arthur, about what her relationship to Pen was exactly, how she had come to kind of come into his, I guess, guidance into his home under his care, I guess. So there's that. And we see what Lab's like true intentions were with Arthur and whatnot. So yeah, we do learn of the Wham's true identity, which was a bit of, I guess, a whirlwind. Maybe should have been expected. I'm not entirely sure who. I'm not entirely sure how that was hidden from Arthur. So it sounds like he did wear a mask, but he was always with. I'm not gonna say anything about that because that would be a massive spoiler. But yeah, that was interesting. And yeah, we learned exactly what Arthur is like, on why she's so, I guess, addicted to coconut water and that stuff. So yeah, I did like the ending. I liked seeing what she did for Jin to save his life when he got hurt anyway. So yeah, I liked it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. And the next book I'm gonna start, which probably will be tomorrow, just because I don't really want to get more today, it will be Evocation by S.T. Gibson. Evocation, I don't know, but this is about this guy who's a psychic prodigy, and he's operating under the shadow of his father. And years after his father's death and the rapidly approach of his 30th birthday, he is content with this life he built for himself as an attorney in Boston, until the devil has come to collect an ancestral deal, and his days are numbered and death looms on his door. I'm sorry if you can hear the siren. Anyway, he has to partner up with his ex-boyfriend, and the person's wife gets involved. So yeah, so I'm intrigued about this one. So, and I do have plans for the rest of the day, which I will film and maybe discuss about later. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'll see you next. It's later the same day, and I did lie in my last vlog when I said it was the last bookstore I was intending. Well, that bookstore was the last planned one. I wasn't planning to go to the one I went to today. But yeah, me and my mom, we saw it, and I think when we were coming back from the beach yesterday, and we thought, why not? So yeah, and we do like that town, we've been there before, so yeah, I did 5 books. First one is Assassin's Apprentice by Wabanob. This is about this kid named Fitz, and he's I think the bastard son of this prince, and Fitz, like, he goes to his father who leaves, and Fitz is raised as this assassin, so we follow this journey. This is the start of a 16 book series, but I'm very much intrigued. Second is, okay, this is in cursive, it's Samarkand, I think it is, by Emma Donoghue. This is about this girl who was born in 1748 in working class London, and she lusts for linen, lace, and a shiny white ribbon that leads her to a life of prostitution and a freedom unknown to virtuous young women. And there are, however, 3 rules of the London streets that she knows she must never forget. Never give up your liberty. Clothes make the women. Clothes are the greatest lie ever. Next is The 7 Moons of Mahali Amrita by Sharon Atalaka. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. But this takes place in 1990, Colombo, Sri Lanka, and it follows this guy, a war photographer, gambler, and closet queen, who has woken up dead in what seems like a celestial visa office, and his dismembered body is sinking in the serene Farrell Lake, and he has no idea who killed him. And in his afterlife, time is running out for him, and he has 7 moons to contact the men and women he loves most and lead them to the photos that will walk Sri Lanka. So yeah, this seems intriguing to me. Next is Goblin by Josh Mellerman. And this is about, this takes place in like 6 novellas. It's like this goblin it takes place in this small town named Goblin, and Mellerman is just showing us the different parts of it and telling us different stories that all are interconnected, it seems like. So yeah, this seemed intriguing. And lastly, but certainly not least, is Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Wayborn. I believe this is about a group of women who have retired, and they were assassins, and their former company sent them on this like trip to celebrate their retirement, and then someone tries to take them out, and it's like someone who could have only been part of the agency who known, so yeah, they have to take out the assassins have to take out the assassin, and yeah, it seems like it will be a fun time, so yeah. And I think this will be my last library so for a few months, and I will probably be on a book buying ben for a few months. Like, I just got a new bookcase. I'm not trying to fill it up as soon as possible. No, thank you. So yeah. So it's the next day, and I just ran some errands and whatnot, and I started Evocation by S.T. Gibson, and I have to say, look how beautiful this is, especially the spine. Like, this is very beautiful. And this is a book I picked up at Barnes & Noble, so yeah. But anyway, I'm on page 64, and I'm very much intrigued about it. We do start the novel like with David and Rice kind of like at odds with one another because of an incident that happened 6 months prior that involved Wise's wife, where David apparently accused Wise and his wife of lying, I think it was, and there's been some tension and whatnot, but it seems with David going to Wise and his wife to help him figure out what's going on, it seems like slowly they might be able to fix the relationship between the two of them, and as well David fixing his relationship with Wise's wife, Mara, I think Mara, sorry, but yeah, and David's predicament is he was doing a normal like seance, a normal like summoning a ghost of someone's loved one. It's a thing that's like almost routine for him when suddenly something goes wrong, and it's like he was possessed and unwillingly almost, so he's trying to figure out if something's going on, because after this episode, things have changed with his powers, with himself, with everything, so yeah, and it seems like this is a world where magic is just like kind of a normal thing. Like people who do magic, it's like common knowledge, I guess. So that is intriguing. So yeah, like David doing seances. Why? Like he can summon demons apparently, and other stuff. I'm not entirely sure. Like the full thing of his magic, and more. She's like, I guess, a witch. She can read your future. She makes potions. She does all of that. Like she reads your zodiac. And there is this like, I guess, a society of sorts for the men who can perform magic. Like it seems like it's a all boys club, no women allowed. Like they're so old fashioned and set in a way. It's like Wise, who's like in his mid-20s, he's more progressive and he advocates for change, and that is not something that current leader wants. But yeah, like it's so old fashioned that there's a point where they actually mention they only recently like let transgender boys in after much discussion. So yeah, and like David also seems to be the kind of joining the thinking of the older men in the society. Like, even though he's only 30, but he was raised in old money, while Wise comes from, I guess, new money. So yeah, and Wise and David are also in competition for one another to see who will be selected as the leader of this society, as who will be the high priest of it. So that is interesting. That's a competition which is like subtle. Like it's not like there's no competition where they have to do tournaments and whatnot to see who's the better. It's like who the current high priest likes more. It seems like. So yeah, you see a lot of differences in that, and yeah, so far I'm very much intrigued about like what exactly is going on with David, what's possessing him, because we do see this episode where he goes to his family home and he finds like his ancestral book where all of the names of the men are written down, and he finds this name in the book, and when he puts his hand over the name and it puts him like almost back in time, you see like the history of this person, and when he gets out of it he feels different, like something's possessing him. So yeah, I'm so far very much intrigued, and I'm like in the writing, like it's I'm having a fun time at the moment. So yeah, and yeah, that's all for today. I'll see you when I see you. So it's the next day, and as you saw, I did go for a bit of a walk. I did go to 2 parks, but I didn't record the other one. I just wasn't in the mood, and I just wanted to get in. But yeah, very beautiful. It was like this trail that took you to the river, and I think there are some other trails that allowed you to get closer to the river, but I just didn't do that one just because I wasn't sure of the layout of this park. It's like a park I just found on Google Maps, so yeah. And I did go there just because my mother and we did go to this like tag sale event that happened a couple towns away from me. And we didn't buy anything at that tag sale, but when we were coming back home, we did find another tag sale, and I did buy something there, which I will show you in a minute. But yeah, otherwise I just went some errands. I just did some grocery shopping and whatnot when I came back, and I did do some reading of Evocation, and now I'm on page 114, and I am really enjoying this. We see as David asks Mora and Wise to help him, and see like Wise accept David's offer to help him, and accept kind of accept David's offer to, I guess, teach Mora the ways of ghosts and whatnot, like show her some stuff. And Mora is also teaching David like some things, like just to calm his mind and some like, I guess, stuff for his mind. I mean, like, you see, yes, David and Mora seem to be getting quite close, and I am interested in seeing where that is gonna go. Just because I do like the dynamic, and I see like it seems like all three of them are just getting close. Like they're spending time in David's childhood home, this mansion in Beacon Hill, and you know, why is he bringing coffee from Dunkin'? David seems to be bringing coffee from this like fancy place. Like he seems to know the orders for both Mora and Wise. Wise makes sense. Mora not really discuss. Mora and David were really close. Like they are connected because of their connection to Wise. But yeah. So far I am like in the dynamic between the three of them when they are working, and yeah, that's so far like innocent. There's this like these like footsteps or something in the house, and it's like, what the hell is that? Is that like the ghost of David's father? Like, what the hell is this? Like, that is interesting. I'm just like, yeah, that's really all I have to say so far. And we did learn more about Mora's history. It seems like her parents, they were trying to teach her more of a more modern way to use her magic, while her grandmother seems to be like seem to pass down the old ways to Mora. Like when Mora mentions that she can see ghosts, it scares her mother, and her grandmother tried to teach her to accept that. So I guess there's that conflict within Mora. Like she's kind of afraid of the ghosts she sees, like when she's like at this door or something. Like she tries to block it out, and David seems to try and teach her to accept them, which like so. Yeah, so far very much enjoying this book, and this is what I bought at that tag sale for $2. It's this like small table that I have next to my couch. I just wanted something over here to place drinks and whatnot. I do have a coaster which I will be displacing here, so this table doesn't get stained. But yeah, I just found this detail very beautiful. I like this detail. Like I'm not sure if my camera's picking up the color, but it's just like a nice dark brown. So yeah, I'm looking for my viewfinder, and it looks more gray. It's not. And I think I mentioned that the table does cost me $2. But yeah, that's it for this video. That's it for this vlog. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below telling me what you've been up to recently. If you want to, please subscribe to this channel. And if you want to follow me on any social media, then all those links are in the down bar below. I'll see you guys next time I post a video. Bye.